Let's talk about Duet Night Abyss, a gacha game, well actually a regular game that started off promoting the game as if it was a gacha game because they had a gacha system, but right before official launch, they ended up removing the gacha. Now, in my honest opinion, I think that was DNA's first grand mistake. Not in the sense that they removed the gacha, but in the sense that they did not start this whole game as a looter shooter from the beginning. One thing we need to understand about the gacha community before we get into 2026 is that they're not the brightest bunch, and that's not disrespecting you guys, even though it clearly is. I'm a gacha player too, so the same way you guys might feel disrespected, even I feel disrespected. But you know what Kanye West said? The truth will set you free. I don't know if Kanye West said that. He's always saying something nowadays. My whole point is the game should have never started off as a gacha game, and then right before the game dropped, they removed the gacha. The reason why I'm saying this is because them promoting DNA as a gacha game already gave everyone the mindset that DNA is a gacha game with no gacha system. Now that sentence doesn't even make sense. It cannot be a gacha game if it doesn't have a gacha system. But I guess it does have a gacha system, which is for the skins. But I guess the people are saying, well, because it's the skins and it doesn't actually affect your gameplay, it doesn't actually count as a gacha. I don't understand and I don't care. But I think overall the DNA community just needs to let go of this idea of the game being a gacha game. DNA came out October 28th, I believe, and since then they've had only one patch, which is the 1.1 patch, and I guess the 1.0 patch, the launch patch, whatever. And they are getting nothing but complete heat for this 1.1 patch. And the reason why, the main reason why, is because apparently they added more HP to the enemies in the content where you're supposed to get the character. And I know I just said apparently, but I know they did. I played DNA. So yeah, they added more HP to the enemies in immersive theater, the end game content, I guess, and people are upset about that. The thing is, a lot of people before this update were asking for harder content. Now, is increasing the HP or the stats of the enemies harder content? Not necessarily. I mean, it is, but it's not, because now you're struggling to beat it. It's not like it's unbeatable. You're now struggling to beat it because before this patch, you could just beat it by having the characters unlocked with minimal gear, but now you actually have to build your characters to actually participate. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is. Maybe I'm just slow, and maybe I'm not understanding it how the community wants me to understand it. But the community was asking for harder content, right? Because in 1.0, you could just own the character with barely any gear and then complete all of immersive theater, which again is the end game. And then in 1.1, they increased the HP or the stats of the enemy, where now you actually have to build your characters like you were supposed to before. I don't know. Am I tripping, y'all? Am I slow? Am I not understanding it? Y'all wanted hard content because it was way too easy where you could beat it without any of your gear. And I know that's a fact because I cleared 2 immersive theaters completely with no gear, or at least no invested gear. And now 1.1, they have an immersive theater with the difficulty being basically you have to build the characters to participate, which is how the game should have been in 1.0. So is DNA in the fault for not implementing that in 1.0 and then making people just realize, okay, so we actually have to build our characters? Or the player base in the wrong for not building their characters because 1.0 was easy? I don't know if I'm even making sense right now. And y'all could go ahead and let me know. Don't dislike, subscribe and like. Don't dislike. Just let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you don't gotta dislike the video. You could just correct me. You don't gotta me in my face. You can just correct me. You don't gotta be, you don't subscribe and like. But I don't know. I think there's a lot of other issues as well that people are talking about. I personally didn't experience any of those issues, so I don't have much to say about it. I know there was like a graphical update that people are upset about. I could care less about that. They made the characters look actually, like, they made them look good in my personal opinion, but everybody has their own opinion. Apparently there's more lag spikes, which again, I haven't encountered myself, so there's not much I could say there. The one thing I will say that really did piss me off though with the 1.1 update was the Steam situation. The game was supposed to launch with Steam, but they never did. And then 2 months later, they said, okay, for the 1.1 patch, we are going to be releasing Duet Night Abyss on Steam. The night before the update came out, I deleted Duet Night Abyss off my computer because I was ready to download it on Steam. I wake up the next day and I find out that it's no longer coming out on Steam. at least not when it was supposed to. And I'm like, well, this is a bit silly because I just deleted the whole game to download it on Steam. And now I'm finding out on Steam, you guys didn't like confirm for the game to be on Steam or something like that. I don't even know why it's not on Steam. I'm hearing that they didn't confirm for the game to be on Steam. But if that's the case, how do you mention a Steam version weeks before the update, but did not confirm the game was on Steam? So I had to re-download the game. But for the 1.1 update, I'm actually enjoying it, right? I was one of the people that wanted a bit more difficulty. And that's because, like I said, in 1.0, my characters had green and blue gear, and I was clearing all the hard endgame content, quote unquote hard endgame content. Now we have the endgame content where I have to actually build my characters the way I was supposed to originally, and that actually motivates me to play the game more. Because rather than just giving them gear that works on them regardless of the color and being able to clear the content before, now I have to build them correctly, which I like to do in my games personally. I don't really understand what the community wants when it comes to Duet Night Abyss, and I don't really understand what the community is thinking nor complaining about. And I'm not one of them content creators saying you guys can't complain, because I'm not gonna lie, no shots, but some of these content creators, no shots, they get mad when people complain about stuff. And I think it's very valid that players who are playing your game could complain about something. I don't care what the complaint is. I think if they don't like something, they could complain about it. And you know who you are, because you're probably watching this video right now. A smile just touched your face, didn't it? You know who you are. But my whole point is, I just don't understand, in the sense of like, I feel like players don't even know what they want. Because in 1.0, you wanted this game to be harder. And now in 1.1, it's not like it's impossible to beat. No. You just have to build your characters. You have to build your characters. That's it. You just have to build your characters the right way. And when I say the right way, I don't even mean you have to go for min, max, the right highest of highest gear. No, you just need to give them the right gear sets. You just need to give them level 5 purple gear at most, the right gear set for the characters, and actually build them up, and you will be able to beat it. I have a friend that just started the game not even a week ago, and he's cleared it because he's built the characters that he needs to defeat these enemies in immersive theater correctly. And that's something that a lot of you guys have not done because it was too easy before. Mind you, he started a week ago. A lot of you guys have been playing this game since it released. So I don't know if the problem is with the game or with the fact that people did not build their accounts because the content was too easy. And again, I don't know if that's DNA's fault for making it too easy before, or if that's the player's fault for just not building the characters because it was too easy. I don't know. And if you could sit there with a straight face and tell me you have completely built your characters with at least the right set that the character needs to have, with purple gear, and you're still struggling, then you can go ahead and let me know. And when I say struggling, I mean you cannot beat it. If you are struggling with the content but you are still beating it, what does it matter? And that's just my honest opinion and my honest feelings. What does it matter? At the end of the day, you're only doing it to get the clear. Does it matter how you get the clear? Get the clear. I don't care how long it takes, how fast it takes. Get the clear and get your rewards and go about your business. What Drewski say? I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. I'm standing on business. Listen, y'all, I know this is more of just a meme video, but with all due respect, bro, just play the game. Matcha and quarter zip. I'm about to go get one. I'm out.